Hi, this is Dr. Thea Hagen here. I'm going to talk to you about WFB8630 non-thesis project. Basically going to introduce myself and then go over the syllabus with you. Most of you have probably taken at least one class with me at this time. If you haven't, just a little about myself. I am the director of the online master's and non-thesis degree in wildlife and fisheries biology here at Clemson. The degree began in fall of 2017, and I started working full-time for Clemson about 6 months before that. I also teach here in the department. I teach obviously this course, the non-thesis project course. I teach graduate seminar online and in person. In the spring, I teach restoration ecology online for the graduate students in this program, and also on campus for undergrads and grads here in Clemson. I also am developing a new course for the fall, environmental education, which I hope to deliver in the same way on campus for undergrads and grads, and then also online for the students in this program. I got my doctorate from the University of Florida in ecology, interdisciplinary ecology, about 5 years ago now. Worked on seagrass restoration down in Southwest Florida for that. I have been up here at Clemson since then. I have a daughter who is 5 and my son who will be 3 in October. My husband works here for the department as well in the forestry department, teaches a lot of undergrad classes. I think that's enough about me. Obviously, there is a chance after this post for you to post an introduction for yourself and ask any questions you might have. So please let me know if there's anything else you'd like to know, or reach out to me by email or my office phone. So that brings me to your syllabus. You can see my contact information here and my office hours. I'll be here in the office. I mean, I might have to go to meetings, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for sure in the morning. I know obviously you guys aren't going to stop by my office, but you can feel free to call at any time during those hours. I answer email between the hours of 8 and 5 pretty quickly. And you can also set up a time to call me, after those hours or during those hours if you want to make sure to reach me. Many of you have projects that you've already started or have already reached out to me and we've discussed your project, which is wonderful. So the idea behind this course, which you'll see under course description, is to assist you in completing your final project for your non-thesis degree. According to the graduate school, the non-thesis project must be substantial in nature and result in an extended report addressing a major problem or issue relevant to the field of wildlife management, fisheries management, natural resources, or environmental studies. The course learning outcomes that I have laid out or identified are that you will through this course improve your ability to communicate science, and help you to identify a problem or issue in wildlife or fisheries and research it. And then finally, the creation of deliverables that address and identify this problem or issue. The text for this class is not required, it's optional, but I strongly encourage you to get it, particularly if the project that you're working on is a scientific paper, which is not everyone. The text is the Scientist's Guide to Writing, How to Write More Easily and Effectively Throughout Your Scientific Career. It's by Dr. Stephen B. Hurd. I saw it on Amazon for about $12 for the soft cover. Hardcover is a little more, and I think you can get a digital download even cheaper, so it's not too significant an investment, and I think it will really help you think about what to put in different sections of a scientific paper. I refer you to some chapters in the assignments for this class. Again, it's a great book for scientific writing in general, specifically for writing scientific papers. If you're doing a different type of project, there is still valuable content in it, but I'm not making it required because some of you aren't doing a project and it's not as relevant. Okay, let's move down to the attendance policy. Your attendance in this course is virtual, of course. I suggest that when you don't know, for instance, you have an assignment due called Introduction and it's coming up, I have included as much guidance as I can within the assignment, but you're free to reach out to me if that guidance is insufficient and you still have questions about it. To keep track of your attendance and participation in this class, I'm going to ask you to submit a weekly effort log. So we don't have specific times you have to show up, and you won't have a product due every week, but this is going to help keep you on track to make sure you're working on the project throughout the semester, and by the end of the semester you've put in sufficient effort. So if you register for 1 credit hour of this class, I expect you to log 4 hours each week of work or effort. And there are assignments created. I'll show you in a minute for how you'll submit these. It shouldn't take much time. By the end of the semester, that'll be 60 total hours of work. Then if you take 2 credits, it'll be 8 hours a week, 120 hours over the semester. 3 credits will log 12 hours a week for 180 hours over the semester. And if you have worked 180 hours on your project, you should have a sufficient project at the end of the semester for your defense and finishing up with this. In terms of how I'll include this in your grade, I have the equation a little lower here, but I will multiply, if you signed up for 2 credit hours and you submitted 110, I'll take 110 over 120 and then multiply that by the grades you received on the items you submitted. And that will, in that case, might knock your grade down just a little. So it's important that you submit those logs and keep track of your work, and it keeps it keeps me, you'll have to write a little short, brief note about what you did on the project that week. Helps me to know that you're working on it and helps you to keep on track of it. Late assignments, I will take off a letter grade per day for late assignments. So if you don't necessarily have to email me if something's going to be late, if something happened in your life, just know that a little bit will be taken off. Because students register for a different amount of hours, not everyone is registered for 1 or 2 or 3, or I calculate your grade out of a different amount of points depending on how many credits you register for. So if you've registered for 1 credit hour, your grade will be calculated out of 334 points. If you register for 2, it'll be 634 points. And then those who register for 3 will have the full 1,000 points their grade will be calculated out of. This outline is the general list of assignments. You'll start with a proposal, move through an outline, a literature review, background, and then the 5 sections. There are definitely students who aren't doing a scientific paper, but everyone goes through the top 4 assignments: the proposal, the outline, the literature review, and the background. And then we will break your project based on your outline. I will break your project into 5 sections so that you can work on and move through in a similar manner. So other projects besides a paper, we've had several students do restoration projects. Environmental education projects are also acceptable, and management plans might even work. So that's how your grade will be calculated. Some students will take 1 credit 1 semester, and then the next credit they'll take another one. The next semester they'll take another credit, and so that they'll start here at the first section of the project, which is typically the introduction, and move through the next 3 sections for that credit. I really have to, for each student, I have to go through and individually assign these assignments and due dates. So a conversation at the beginning of the semester is really critical so that I know where you're going and what you're doing. So look over the assignments that I have now in Canvas for you and make sure that it all makes sense and it's where you think you're starting this semester or finishing this semester. If you're graduating, we actually have to have everything in about a month before the semester ends, and I have a link to those deadlines in the assignments. Again, the way your grade will be calculated here, I'll take the final points, whether it's out of 334, 634, or 1,000, and multiply it by the percent of the expected hours that you completed, and that'll give you your final grade. Here are links for student accessibility services, academic integrity, and non-discrimination. Everything for this class will be under the assignments tab, which you can see here. Welcome and introduction, which is what you're watching now, and you'll have a chance to introduce yourself as well, and then we'll go into proposal, outline, literature review, background. So go ahead and check what I have due for you this semester. Make sure that it makes sense, that the due dates make sense, and it is what we have discussed. Each assignment, again, contains guidelines as to what I'm looking for and expecting from everyone, so hopefully I've included everything you'll need to be successful in this class. And then at the bottom of the list of assignments, I have a weekly project hour log for each week and the due date for that. So your first log is due September 2nd. You need to go in and log your hours and submit that each week by the due date, which is Monday night at midnight for this class. I've got all the way through week 15. So that's the other thing you'll be submitting every week. I look forward to working with you this semester, and I'm excited about many of the projects. You know, as I said, many of you have already started working on your projects or have talked with me about them at least. So I think it's going to be an exciting semester, and I look forward to helping you finish or start your projects. Thank you.